What if Victor already knew about the teeth? And what if episode 7 just revealed one of the darkest secrets in the entire history of Fromville? Because after rewatching the episode several times, I don't think Victor was scared of the teeth. I think he recognized them. Welcome back to Thriller Vault. Today we're breaking down one of the most disturbing mysteries from episode 7. The bag full of human teeth, Victor's terrifying reaction, Sophia's strange obsession with teeth, and how all of this might connect directly to the man in yellow. Let's get into it. The moment starts when Victor takes Tabitha and Ethan to investigate the old car connected to the man in yellow. At first, everything seems normal, but then they discover something hidden inside. A bag filled with human teeth. Now, most viewers focused on the teeth themselves, but I think the most important clue wasn't the bag. It was Victor's reaction. Take a close look at his face. Victor has survived monsters. He's survived massacres. He's survived things that would completely destroy most people. Yet the moment he sees those teeth, something changes. He doesn't just look scared. He looks like he's remembering something, and that's what makes this scene so interesting. Because Victor is the only person in town who remembers pieces of the past that everyone else has forgotten. For years, he's been carrying memories nobody else understands. Memories connected to previous cycles, previous deaths, previous tragedies. So what if this wasn't the first time Victor had seen something like this? What if those teeth triggered a memory from his childhood? A memory connected to the original massacre. And that brings us to another strange detail. Sophia. Earlier in the season, we saw Sophia with the man she claimed was her father. At first, everything seemed normal, but then something disturbing happened. His tooth was removed. Most viewers probably ignored that moment, but now after episode 7, it suddenly feels important. Because why would the writers focus on teeth multiple times in the same season? From rarely does things randomly. Small details almost always become important later. And now we have two separate events connected by the exact same symbol. Teeth? That can't be an accident. Which raises a terrifying possibility. What if the teeth are being collected, not randomly, not for trophies, but for a purpose? Think about it. What if every tooth inside that bag belongs to someone who died during previous cycles of Fromville? People who were trapped, people who disappeared, people whose stories were completely erased. If that's true, then the bag isn't just evidence. It's a record, a collection of victims stretching back decades, maybe even generations. And that could explain Victor's reaction. Because if anyone would recognize evidence from previous cycles, it would be Victor. Now let's talk about Ethan. One of the most overlooked moments in episode 7 happens when Victor tries to show Ethan the truth. At first it seems strange. Why would Victor want a child to see something so horrifying? But the answer might be much deeper than people realize. Victor knows what happens when a child survives in this town without understanding what's really going on, because that child was him. Victor spent years confused, years alone, years trying to understand things nobody would explain. So maybe he isn't trying to traumatize Ethan. Maybe he's trying to prepare him. Maybe Victor sees Ethan as the next person who will have to face whatever is coming. And if that's true, then Victor's actions suddenly make a lot more sense. Now let's connect all of this to the biggest mystery of all. The man in yellow, the old car, the bag of teeth. Victor's reaction, Sophia's strange behavior. What if these aren't separate mysteries? What if they're all connected? The man in yellow appears to know things nobody else knows. He moves through the story like someone who understands the rules of the town. Almost like he's been playing this game for a very long time. So what if the teeth are connected to him? Maybe he collects them. Maybe they're part of some ritual. Maybe they're proof of every victim claimed by the town. Or maybe there's something even darker. What if each tooth represents a person whose story has been erased? A person who existed, died, and was forgotten, except by whoever collected those teeth. And if that's true, then Victor may have just discovered proof that the same nightmare he's feared since childhood is still happening, which would explain why he looked so terrified. Because Victor wasn't looking at a mystery. He was looking at confirmation. Confirmation that the past isn't over. Confirmation that the cycle never ended. And confirmation that the man in yellow may have been connected to everything from the very beginning. But that's just my theory. What do you think? Did Victor recognize the teeth? Do they belong to previous victims? And could the man in yellow be the one collecting them? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to Thriller Vault for more from theories, hidden clues, and ending explained videos. I'll see you in the next mystery.